Let me make sure I get it to Lay Park, because I was about to say Central Athens. My name is Will Jones. I have several actual positions, but the last one before I retired was a program specialist. And it programmed for adults, youth. I started in '95, somewhere around there. 33 years from when I retired in 2016. $3.75 is what I was getting paid an hour. So that tell you how far we go back. Kids had nowhere to go at that time. You know, you would see them. They would have, it was like a outdoor court at Rock Springs. We had an outdoor court somewhere. There used to be a little park right behind this building where you could play basketball outside. Giving a kid an opportunity to come inside and play on a basketball court was big at that time. It gave them an opportunity to come in and do other things, you know, such as playing table tennis. You know, a lot of those kids did not have table tennis anywhere around like that. You know, they played cards, they played outside. When Lay Park was open, it opened up a lot of avenues for kids to be able to do other things besides just playing basketball or playing softball or playing football. Playing baseball. That was the three major things that was going on. It gave them another insight that we could do something else. Computers, you know. I came up with the electric typewriter was a big thing when I was there. You know, now they got computers, you know, they got laboratories, they got things that they brought in people to be able to talk to kids. So it opened up a wide variety of things for the kids to be able to make a choice to do it. Because back in the day, it was like if you didn't play football, basketball, or baseball, it wasn't much for you to do. This gave kids the opportunity to learn about computers and know what was going on, because that was going to be the future. I think that's what the community did at that time. And I think Lay Park did that for them. I was a program specialist at the time. So what I did was I brought several programs over here, like the basketball program, youth football program, and I supervised those programs. And that's basically what brought me over here. When we merged with the county actually had the finances be able to do things, and the city actually had the programming, and they had the facilities to be able to do it, because everybody could use everything that they had. That was one of the biggest changes. It brought different people into the workforce, because at the time, city wasn't making much money. County was making a little more, and so when they merged, then all the finances kind of went into one place, and that's when names started to change it for program specialists, athletic directors, and that type of stuff. Programming for the city, Athens Clarke County, was totally different from dealing with the county, because they expected one thing and the city expected another thing. County had the finance to be able to do it, didn't have the facilities to be able to do it. So how it affected me as athletic director or program specialist was being able to bring those two together. So we kind of merged the basketball program, football program, baseball was big, soccer was just starting to get rolling at the time that we actually started that, and then it exploded. So not only did the program bring me by, I used to come by because I used to talk to Mr. Willie Hull, who was the director at the time. And he was more like a mentor, because I was a young program supervisor. And I supervised people that were basically older than I was. So Willie kind of guided me along as what I needed to do. And I used to come by here, and most of the people that worked here, I knew them. And we had been working together for a long time. So that brought me back and forth over here just to see them and to just look at what they had going on over here. It's just the camaraderie when we came over here. That's the memory that I remember. I could always come by here and could always ask the director, who was Willie at the time, if I needed something. And that type of camaraderie gave me a memory that, I always gonna know these guys. They always gonna have my back, and we were gonna work together. Willie Elam, we call him Bo Elam. He stood out because we used to officiate. We used to get off from work and come and officiate the basketball program. We did that double duty. Wayne used to play saxophone, and we used to call him Wayne the Sax. Wayne on the sax, because he used to play it all the time. Tall kid. He also did tennis. Benny Roberson, he didn't work here, but he worked at another one. He's one of the workers that I know. Aaron Hurd also is another guy. We worked 20 years together. Lonnie Dickinson, who was the director at that time that Mr. Lay was the assistant director, but very instrumental on allowing people to be able to be promoted. You just didn't stay in a job all the time. It worked out an avenue for people to get promoted, because that's where I started from there, from program assistant all the way to supervisor. So he allowed people that was in the workforce to be able to be promoted. I first started working with Mr. Lay, and it was, I actually was at Memorial Park, that's where all the athletic programs and administration was at that park. So I used to work alongside him. In fact, his office is right down the hall from me, and just working with him was a great experience. He always took care of employees, and that was one thing that I liked. If you had a problem with them, if you had a problem with people, or had a problem with something to go along with the rec department, he was always there to help you. He was one of the type of guys that would come out and work along with you to get a job done. I think he did a great job in giving people the equipment, giving the people the knowledge to be able to reach people in the community. A lot of times that, people will think that they know what's going on, but they didn't really know. Mr. Lay, I think, had an insight of everything that was going on in the community. He was one of those type of guys that knew that kids didn't have transportation to get to their football practice. He would find a way to get them to that football practice. In fact, I was one of the transporters. I used to drive a van to go pick up the kids and take them, and he made all that possible just by reaching out to the community. And at that time, he was the person that you could talk to if your kid needed something. He would provide football equipment and stuff like that. So he was well known in the community. People liked him, and he brought a lot of people just to, let me make sure I get it, to Lay Park, because I was about to say Central Athens. They come to Lay Park to be able to allow their kids to be able to get into programs. A lot of times kids didn't have the money to be able to participate in programs. He found stuff like that. He found money, found people to provide that for the kids to be able to get in. But this celebration tells me that he's being remembered, and sometimes people forget where things actually come from. Without him being such a prominent figure in the city, and a lot of people knew him, most people wouldn't actually know who Thomas Lay is. Most of the kids that come in now probably just say Lay Park. They don't know exactly where it came from and who the guy was that did it. They see his picture, but they don't know anything about it. And I think a celebration here is letting people know exactly who the guy was and what he did for the community.